covered in nicks and lumps.
What the hell happened here?
I dare not think. A stroke of good fortune, perhaps?
I hope you're right.
So do I. That's a behemoth.
Who'd be mad enough to tame such a beast? waiting for?
Go, Thor! This one. Second. This one. Let's try. Go, Thor! Kill! This one. Over here! Get him! This one. Attack! Second. Get him! Now, Torgal! All yours, Torgal. No! Stand back! I'll conjure a ward! Joshua!
Desperate times.
Alive, no!
Trust me. I'm your shield, remember?
I think this might be a job for Ifrit!
Why would you turn to him, brother? When we fight together.
That wasn't too bad.
That was just the beginning.
quickly, before we're cut off for good.
If it is like the others, the entrance to the inner sanctum will be at the foot of the crystal. We're almost there.
get surrounded. This one.
Once we step onto that bridge, we'll be easy targets.
Then we better move quickly. It's over! What are you waiting for? Over here! This one.
don't see any other way. Allow it to spread even further.
We won't. Go for it! Over here! Get him! Attack! Too slow. Get him! Focus, Joshua. We're not done yet. Get him! Farewell! Nice try. This one. Let's try.
Clive, you mustn't summon Ifrit. Not yet.
So I should let the girl be fought to you?
Yes, you should. Save your strength for the Mother Crystal. Almost as if he grows so thin.
Oh, you don't want to know. It's over. All yours, Paul. Farewell. There's no end to them. The whole bloody army's here. Stand back, Joshua. I'm summoning Ifrit.
Stop, Clive! You mustn't. We still have a long way to go. If you tap your strength here, you'll have none left to destroy the heart.
Then you'd rather die?
Kill! She's not alone.
Surprised to see us.
How did you?
Gav. He told us exactly where you'd be. Even sniffed out a crack in the castle wall. And when we saw the heavens come crashing down, we had no choice but to believe him. It's been quite a day.
To what do we owe this honor?
A debt I would see repaid.
Prince Dion. It's good to see you well.
So, this must be Ifrit. Your uncle bade me give you a message. Listen to your heart, and guide your steel true. Your father would expect no less. That is all.
Thank you.
For everything, Your Highness.
Dion, please.
You do realize the only thing we've freed so far is this wall from its foundations, right? Now, if your lord and ladyship's quite finished...
Well said, Gav. We have work to do.
But don't suppose there's none won't.
And we wouldn't want
You mean? Welcome to Goots's Toll. All done then? Anything else I can make for you? Righto, here you go. Is there out else you need? Thank you. Is there out else you need? Out else I can do for you? Anything else I can make for you?
There is still much until then.
I do not envy them.
You see, Clive, we're not alone. And ours.
We've fought long enough.
We need only endure this final trial.
You all know what it is that awaits us beyond this gate. And we shall face it together.
Aye.
It seems our hosts would rather we remain. I will stay them.
We will stay them. Go!
Just don't keep us waiting.
Thank you.
Welcome, sons of fire.
Joshua! Joshua! Wake up!
Clive, is that you? This isn't stone here.
Welcome to our darkness. A rift between worlds wherein your kind might reflect.
Show yourself!
Grave and many are the sins of man. And we would have you know them, all of them. As fate has seen fit to deliver you home, consider this our welcoming gift.
It would seem we are trapped.
And the only way out is through Ultima. We find him, and we leave.
If you are to comprehend the full extent of your transgressions, we must go back to the beginning. When the world was still young, we visited upon it a miracle, magic, and in its light did all life flourish. Yet the price for this boon would prove heavy. A pall descended upon the land, painting the horizon black as night. Though we labored to forestall its spread, in this one endeavor we stood powerless. And so we fled, that we might endure, that we might discover a means of salvation.
But if it was magic that caused the blight, what of the mother crystals?
I expect he'll tell us soon enough.
Salvation, alas, was not readily to be had. First, we would require a land unvisited by the stain of corruption. An unprecedented journey lay before us, one beyond the limits of our fleshly bodies. And so we cast them off. Thus, stripped to our very spirit, did we find our new paradise. A land as pure as driven snow, Valisthea. There would the true work begin, for the black crept yet behind us. And soon did we arrive at a solution, the illness having spread to every organ. There was but one escape from this fate, to start afresh.
With a new world. The one for which Barnabas labored. A paradise free from the blight where his God awaits. And where, if we only forfeit our wills and abandon everything we hold dear, humanity can join him. So, Ultima would have us follow in the footsteps of the king.
And follow we shall. For now.
To forge a new world would require not only power, but a constitution strong enough to wield it. Acquiring the first would be simple. Untouched by the blight, Valisthea was replete with ether, and we had only to place jewels in her crown to claim it. Acquiring the second, however, demanded creativity. And so I cast forth the seeds of humanity.
You created us.
Is that not what gods do? We sowed the seeds for you, Muthos, all that you might one day blossom. And our future thus secured, we thought to slumber, though that would prove a grave mistake. For it was as we slept that man committed his greatest sin. He awoke. Alone in a world bereft of his god's radiance, he stumbled blindly, desperate for guidance. Finding no light, he sought to kindle his own, and from that single errant impulse was his will born. Having discovered himself at last, man turned his eyes inward and found he desired evermore that which only magic might afford. So wars were waged and brothers slain for custody over that dwindling resource, and the land, she wept tears of black.
He would condemn us for this. Surely he cannot be so blind to his own hypocrisy.
Not blind, just unwilling to admit the truth. But we're one and the same. That?
Ifrit, or what's left of him.
Long have our ashes lain cold for want of a spark. Cast your eyes upon them and see what you must become. Valisthea cannot endure a second claim upon her being. The avarice of man drives her ever closer to destruction. But she may yet be saved by you. It is what you were born to do, why we nursed you and fed you, as your own mother should have. And now that you are fully grown, our Muthos, it is time at last for you to serve your purpose.
To right your wrongs. If our sin is wanting to survive, then you are as marked by it as we are. The fault is yours. Our wills were born because you abandoned us. And now, you would have us forfeit them. All for a place in your new paradise.
Do you imagine yourselves worthy of one? Mankind has no place in our world. Is this truly so difficult to comprehend? We only ever require you, Muthos, when the time comes to bid this wretched realm farewell. None shall follow, none shall remain.
What do you mean, none?
This is our world. Once the land's rebirth is complete, humanity will have served its purpose. Why would we continue to suffer that which has caused us so much vexation?
Because the land doesn't belong to you. It belongs to us all! What?
That is where you are mistaken. You own nothing but your precious will.
Brother.
I can't do this alone.
And you don't have to.
I grow weary of your dissent. Now you must learn that this master will not tolerate disobedience.
My friends, my family. We have all suffered, all fought to survive. This world may be flawed. It may be broken. But it's all we have. And if we can't share it, I see only one other choice. You have to go.
You may have created us, Ultima. But it's time we lived on our own terms. This isn't your world anymore. It's ours.
Bow down, offenders, hearts disdain.
Too slow. Get him! This one!
only sublimed through gain-standing. Only with heads hung low is penance paid. O wretched mortals, incapable even of contrition, in fitting season shall we reap our harvest.
I needed that.
Over here! Go for it!
Slow. Help me, boy.
Over here!
We will unmail.
Nice try.
Get him!
To me, boy.
Over here!
Too slow.
Gifted this chance, and still you would raise your hand against the Lord.
What now? The darkness bends. He means to end us.
It wouldn't be the first time. But let's make it his last.
Your fate is inexorable. Surrender the vessel unto the darkness. Surrender it unto us.
All yours, Torgal!
countless generations have we awaited this moment. Your struggles have made you strong, yet your soul remains heavy with sin. Absolution is nigh. Repent, and all shall be forgiven.
Tell me, Clive, how many lives have you saved since taking my name?
Fewer than we have ruined. Wherever we go, we leave a sea of tears in our wake.
These are the wages of your will, son.
What good are our choices when all they ever bring, all they will ever bring, is death?
There's no atoning, Clive. No matter how hard you try.
So why not leave it all behind?
Leave it all behind.
Please, won't somebody save me? Won't anybody love me?
I've yearned, yet still she is not mine. Have I not given enough?
From will is born desire, and it is this which consumes you, rendering you incomplete.
Do you not see how the world bends and warps under the weight of your hungering hearts? What if it could all just go away? Just go away.
Clive! None of this is real. Wake up. It's time to go home, Clive.
Clive.
That's right. You're my brother.
Brother.
Once more, lest you forget.
My name is Clive. Clive Rossfield. Look, Ultima.
Even here, the light of the vessel's will cannot be quenched. And the Phoenix, his trespass should not have been possible. Not possible unless he has been with Muthos all along. The mark of the Phoenix, emblazoned upon his heart, made manifest by the power of will alone. The power of creation. Can it be? Are their wills truly so potent?
Are you still talking?
Damn it, Clive. Wake up.
That hurt.
Sorry to wake you, but I think it may be time to leave. This place.
And once again does my creation stray from the path laid before it. Steeped in conceit, you fancy yourself a god. You embrace Logos. But we will put an end to this hubris.
What are you talking about?
In the halls of origin does our true power quicken. And there shall you be made complete. Soon, Muthos, soon you will discover how little you know of suffering. And so the crystals are no more. Yet in their silence, a new song rings. Its chorus building, a crescendo as it enters its final movement, stirring those long aslumber to waking, and back to their origin.
Bloody crystal's cracked. So where the hell are they? Oh, fuck me.
Is that ether?
What in good Grieger's name is going on?
This is wrong.
Are we back?
Clive! Joshua!
Jill!
Is everyone all right?
We're fine. What happened?
Too much to explain here.
Mate! We're leaving! Now! Everyone, fall back to the ship!
I will be with you anon.
Thank you. I need to tell everyone what happened at Drake's Spine. And I'm going to need Otto's help.
What do I owe the honor? What do you want? Not bad, if I do say so myself. You can thank me later. Yeah, that should do you. You can thank me later. Yeah, that should do you. Not my best work, but it'll do.
Did you know that it was I?
Still alive, Oz? Something tells me that I saw on the horizon is your doing.
It's a long story. One that I'd rather only...
Right. All hands on...
Is this everyone? As I'm sure you've all guessed, the crystal which now commands the eastern skies was summoned by Ultima. He called it Origin. Though the significance of that name is as yet unclear.
What does it matter what it's called? Its emergence tore Twinside asunder and wiped my homeland from the map.
Mention of the Dominion spires can be found in the oldest of Vanisthian records. But to the best of my knowledge, none provide any hint as to their true nature. That they would prove the horns of some slumbering demon. Well...
The Dominion's demise was at least quick. Elsewhere, the Republican army cannot hope to contain the chaos engulfing Randalar. Canberra is in flames, and the Empire...
Our allies are crying out for answers. I've sent the Cursebreakers to give them what assurances we can, but right now that amounts to fuck all.
They wouldn't be able to stop what the skies have started in any case. People here and across the realm grow sicker with every passing day.
Could it be that this new Mother Crystal is like the others? That it draws upon the land's ether? It certainly looked that way from stone here.
If that were true, it would explain the hastening spread of the Blight since the crystal's appearance. Would it not?
And as the land's ether slowly rises to the surface, it pools, corrupting all who cannot channel its energies. Archay above, ether floods below, and in the middle, here we languish, hopelessly entrapped.
It's all right. When we faced him at Stone here, Ultima told us his true power quickens in the halls of Origin. Needless to say, we cannot allow that to continue. If we are to stop him, we will have to find a way into the crystal.
How are we gonna manage that then? It's up in the sky. And fast as she is, the Enterprise can't fly.
It's a lot to take in. And I reckon we'd all benefit from some time to clear our heads. The answer will come to us. Don't you worry. Ain't that right, Clive?
Right. That's right.
Well, go on then. Bugger off. Same goes for you, Clive. You won't solve anything like this. Trust me. Go and get some fresh air, eh?
Thank you. Joshua seemed upset. Ultima may have created us, but he doesn't make us who we are. Only we can do that. And if he would have us fight for our survival, so be it. It's what we've been doing all along.
Much like Ultima himself, it would seem. His new world being naught but a means to survive. And so, we must contend to decide which of us shall inherit the land. Should Ultima prevail, it will mean death for us all. Of that, we can be certain. But even should he fail, what world awaits us? A withered, godless place, where our newfound freedom will most like prove a chain in itself.
Well, that may be. But a chain can always be broken. As long as one has the will to break it. It won't be easy. It may take generations. Centuries of suffering. And that is if everyone plays their part. But it will happen. And when it does, it will be on our terms. That is the world that awaits us.
Indeed. And what better world could one wish for?
But first, we have to reach that crystal.
Then it's a good thing I have wings.
You can barely stand, let alone fly. And only the Founder knows what horrors await in those skies. You certain about this?
Am I certain? I am the Phoenix. I will do what I must. This is our fight. Remember?
All right. I yield. But only what you must, yes? I'm still your sworn shield.
That you are.
And what of my wings? Lest you forget, you go to stand against a god. I would not have you succumb to fatigue before the fight begins. Ifrit, your brother mentioned that some few of the dominants who had lost their power to you were still able to prime. Is that true?
It is. But their icons no longer submitted to their will.
Then mine will have to be stronger. That you both might save your strength for the battle to come.
You don't have to do this.
If you do, there's a chance you might lose all you have left.
And what have I but regret? My life ended in the Dominion. I fear death no more. Besides, I would have words with Ultima. He has much to answer for.
We are in your debt, Dion.
We can speak of debts when this is over.
He speaks like a man who knows he's not coming back. And has come to terms with that.
That doesn't mean that we have to, does it, Clive?
Time to talk to Jill. I only hope she understands.
Clive. If you're gonna buy something, be quick about it. You're rubbing me blind, you know. You'll not find a better price than that. Finished, are you?
First the skies.
Come to wish on a star.
That might not be such a bad idea. This is it, Jill. You know what I have to do. Why I have to do it. There's no turning back now. This is where our journey was leading us. Where it will end, for better or worse.
I could pray to Metia for you. But you'll be all right, won't you, Clive? You always are.
I did promise we'd watch the moon together.
I'll be waiting.
It's almost time. Something tells me this is no mere adventure story. What is it this time, Torgal?
Clive! Rutherford informs me that we owe you our thanks. Hadn't intended for you to get in.
I would have done the same for anyone else.
You're far too modest, Clive. You'd make a terrible nobleman. But tell me...
From what little I saw, you were right.
I suppose I should have expected the worst. But I was rather hoping the great and good of the realm. Alas, it seems that firm leadership is in short supply these days, and without it, the people are bound to lose their way. We must move quickly.
But where do we start?
True, the challenges that face the realm's armies and her larders. As you've seen firsthand, it's every man and woman for themselves. Certain cities have banded together to try and maintain some... And yet, the only remedy for the chaos that faces us is unity. In short, if Storm does not stand together...
But how would one even begin to unite the realm?
The armies, my boy. As I told you already, we begin by restoring order among the ranks of those sworn... Sadly, I doubt I could convince even the lowliest gaggle of privates to dig a latrine together. But I do know someone the High Commander's...
I thought he was retired.
He was, until an Akashic army tore through Randalar and killed most of the rank and file. And as luck would have it, I've already...
Of course you have.
And he's agreed to help. Havel has always been a man. I extolled your many virtues as best I could, of course, but the old goat was adamant that he be allowed to appraise... You don't mind, do you, my boy?
Of course not. As long as chaos reigns, we will never build a better world. I'll do whatever it takes, and if the Field Marshal wishes to speak with me in person...
That's the spirit.
I'll leave for Randalar at once. Would you send a Stolas?
Of course. Rutherford is already in the Dalmekian...
Excellent.
No, thank you.
Say what you will, Lady Karen has seen her...
Pining for something, boy. What is it? What do you see out there? I never did ask where you got that anklet of yours.
From Sid, that's why. On the day he brought him home.
That long ago?
And you're only thinking to ask this now? Sid saw that the pup had a habit of gnawing on his leg, since you ask. Clap that there iron on him to keep him from doing it.
What was wrong, boy?
I'll take like as not. Must have been hard on the poor whelp losing his loving masters at such a doubly hard in being a frost wolf. Torn away from his icons and all. Sid would always tell him, you want that iron gone, you find what it is you're looking for. I reckon what he was looking for was you.
I'm sorry, Torgal. Sorry for making you wait so long. Let's get that thing off you.
Doesn't sound like he wants it off.
Indeed. You miss Sid as much as the rest of us, don't you? You want me to go with you somewhere?
Quick, aren't you? Glad you've been paying attention.
Not nearly as much as you have, Lady Karen.
Aye, good thing and all. It's not like Gav would have kept him in nuts and rubbed his belly these past 10 summers.
Your kindness is appreciated. You've been a good friend to him.
Only because he doesn't talk back like the rest of you. Go on now.
Where to then, Torgal?
you think happened to Miss...
Sid, you have to help us.
With what? You didn't take apart another of Mid's contraptions, did you?
No. Well, yes. But that's not what we want to talk to you about.
It's Miss Mididol. She's been acting strange. Very strange. She's barely ever around.
When she is, she acts like we aren't even there. Her head's in a crowd.
In the clouds.
That's what I said. In the clouds.
Well, she does have a lot on her mind. When did you last see her?
Not long ago. Right after she got back from saving you from Stonehenge.
Then it's probably just about the Enterprise. It did take quite a battering on the way there and back.
You didn't break it, did you, Sid? You really should be more careful around Miss Mididol's inventions. Oh, don't listen to her. Even if you did break the Enterprise, you could put it back together, couldn't you?
But who's gonna put Miss Mididol back together? She seems really sad.
Why don't I go and see if I can cheer her up?
You do that? For us? She's in her dungeon.
Don't scare him. It's not a real dungeon.
Thanks for the warning. Mid, if you have a...
That's it! I knew it! The answer was right here under my arse all along! If this doesn't steer to the skies, nothing will.
To the skies? You aren't trying to give the Enterprise wings, are you?
What else would I be doing?
The children seem to think you're avoiding them. They're worried about you. Is this really so important that you need to shut yourself away from everyone?
The Enterprise is already the fastest ship in the realm, and that's with the sea beneath her. But what if she weren't bound to the waves? What if she weren't bound to anything at all? It's not fair. The gods get the skies all to themselves, so I'm gonna do something about it. The Fallen had their chance, but they relied too much on magic. And see where that got them? But not me. I've discovered how to do it without. Well, almost. First, I need to make a prototype.
And is that a one-woman job?
Are you volunteering? I'll have you know the Enterprise is my baby. But if a godfather's offering to lend a hand, I'd be happy to take it. First, I'll need oil, and not just some old drippings from Miss Molly's spits in the Tub and Crown. Refined stuff, like they make in Ordil. Then I'll need some bone, or shell. Light, strong, preferably no longer attached to the beast it belongs to.
If it's beast bones you're after, I'm sure the Cursebreakers will know where you might find some.
No, they'll know where you might find some. You're the one who offered to help, remember?
I should speak with one of the Cursebreakers before I set off for Old Hill. See if I can't find this bone while I'm there as well.
Has Mididol mentioned a new project yet?
Miss Shirley says your book's made quite an impression on children, even small.
I will not let them be forgotten. Sid.
Of course.
It is an honor to finally speak with you. My name is Herman. I've been with the Cursebreakers for some time now, and I wish to be deployed to Ash. Any assignment will do.
No. The lands across the Narrow are too dangerous. I will not send good men and women to risk their lives needlessly. Why would you want to go back?
I need to retrieve something. Something important. I was raised in an orphanage. The Badbach Conservatory. Or rather, I was held captive there. It was not a place of nurture. It existed solely to turn bearer children into mindless weapons. We were tortured until we feared no pain. Tormented until our hearts turned to stone. And few ever survived long enough to become tools of the last king.
I can't imagine.
I lost so many. I can't even remember all their names. But they must be remembered. They cannot fade away, faceless and forgotten. The Institute was run with military precision. Every child measured, every name recorded, every death logged with meticulous care. Cid, allow me to travel to Ash and recover the registry so that my brothers and sisters might live on.
You are a good friend, Herman. But the fact remains that Ash is simply too dangerous.
Cid, please. Even should it cost me my life.
Too dangerous for you, Herman. But not for me. I'll go to Bad Bach and find the registry.
You will?
I won't let you risk your life.
I don't know how to thank you.
You can start by telling me where I'll find this orphanage.
Vida Grace. Hidden in a forest, overlooking the plains.
All right. I'll see what I can find there.
May the mothers guide you.
All this time, my heart has wandered hither and thither in search of the perfect companion. When all along he was here, standing right beside me. All this time, my heart has wandered hither and thither in search of the perfect...
Clive.
What's this?
A chest of old seeing as yours.
I'm sure it will be entire.
And work Rodrigue all the hard. I'll take that particular. Besides...
Oh, indeed.
Yes, my lord? I prithee, do not risk yourself unduly.
All right.
Only if your mid needs a piece.
Most bone. If it's durability you'll...
I do. Well, any old Adam...
Well, with shells, the older the harder. But don't expect to make quick work of the bastard. There's a reason it's lived as long as it has.
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. Vivian, and I'll be happy to help you find the book you're looking for.
Thank you, Clive. But tracking it down will not be easy.
Are you...
Please. You have always granted it's only right that I return the favor. Or at least attempt to.
You are too kind. Alas, what I ask of you is rather more trying than delivering the odd lecture. I spoke with Harpocrates to see if he had any inkling as to where another copy might be found, but... But perhaps it is best that you hear the details from him.
If you say so.
Forgive me, Clive, but this book, it set me on the path to becoming who I am today.
Sid, I was...
It depends what we're...
a bearer, but as you know, the work we do is not easy.
I don't mind, but...
Because our ranks are filled with men and women capable of breaking chains and scouting. We're few with the nose, and since he accompanies you on so many of your...
Sounds reasonable.
So you're happy to oversee the boys' test, then?
One can never have too much...
Truer words, Sid. I'll let the initiate know that and that he is to proceed directly to Northreach in...
No time like the present, eh?
No time like the present. By the way...
Northreach. I don't suppose they would have chosen somewhere closer.
Sid, do you have...
By all means.
It's my old master. Seems there's no escaping her. And something else. Finding bearers always... And it seems the cells of Balmung... And even better for her.
Leaving the bearers to be liberated by...
Sid, I'd like to believe, and while I'm well aware that I can't let those bearers die in their cells.
We'll be needing the Enterprise if we're going to navigate them.
Does that mean...
I'm making an exception, and we stay no longer than we have to. Ash is an inhospitable place.
Thank you, Sid. There was Chadwick. The thought of him held captive.
He must be very important to you.
He was. Is.
Then we find him.
The entrance to the prison lies in the shadow. We should head there as quickly as we can.
As do I, Dor.
The hour fast approaches. The time is nigh, Ifrit.
Ah, Clive.
Joshua, what's wrong? And don't say nothing.
It's... not nothing. I've received word from Cyril. The Undying have found Father's will. Or something akin to it.
His will? How? Where?
In the crypt, beneath Rosalith Castle. After Kupka was kind enough to drive out the Imperials, the Undying took the opportunity to recover what relics of the Duchy yet remained. And in the process of doing so, they found a letter from Father.
I'm surprised anything survived down there.
Cyril asked that I join him in Tabor at my convenience. I have been meaning to go, but...
Of course. I want to know what's in that letter as much as you do.
Very well. I am ready to leave when you are.
All right, Torgal. Where are you taking me? I'm going to need a little bit more than that, boy. Do you have a better hint for me? Unless... you've already given me one. Back on the rear deck, you were looking west. Why don't we try the rookery? haven't been to the island in almost 20 years. To Port Isolde, then. Fingers crossed the old mooring is still there.
Clive, my boy. What a pleasure it is to see you.
Harpocrates. There's something I need to ask you. I've been charged with locating a book called From a Distance.
Then you seek a rare gem indeed. One whose name I had not thought to hear from your lips. You've been talking to Vivian.
Right as always. But she didn't seem keen to tell me very much. I take it she didn't like what you had to say.
And yet I gather it did naught to dissuade her. Clive, if the young professor has tasked you with obtaining a copy, I fear she asks the impossible. The executors would not allow it.
The executors?
Coveters of Secrets. A clandestine organization committed to the collection and intenebration of forbidden texts and technologies. One such text being the tome Vivian seeks, chronicling as it does the true history of the enslavement of bearers, a tale which could overturn the established order were it ever to become widely known. Or, so rumor has it. I've never actually read the thing, or even set eyes on it for that matter.
How is it that I haven't heard of this organization?
Why, secrecy is the executor's watchword. They lurk in the shadows, emerging only to seize that which must be seized, be it books, inventions, or people, before disappearing again, leaving nary a trace.
Which would explain why Vivian's copy was snatched from her grasp not long after she found it.
By the hand of the executors, yes.
But what drives them? Self-interest or ideology?
Fine question. Sadly, all that is known of the executors can be recounted in a single breath. You may just as soon ask me of their origins, numbers, or the identities of their leaders. Any answer I give would be pure speculation.
Then my hunt was doomed from the first. What was Vivian expecting? That I'd pluck it from thin air?
Not from thin air, no. From ash. Rumors of the executors are rife among the scholars of Storm, but rather less so across the strait. I have a friend. Well, I had a friend in the village of Garnick, a collector of rare tomes, upon which subject we would oft correspond. Alas, I have heard naught from him since the skies fell dark. And no doubt he, too, has turned. But though he did not mention it by name, it is possible that a surviving copy of From a Distance yet rests upon one of his many shelves, quietly awaiting discovery. If you were, by some chance, able to save even a single book from the poor man's library, I know his soul would rest easier.
Very well. When I next find myself in Waloed, I'll be sure to pay Garnick a visit.
Your Grace, my lord, I trust your journey was not overly onerous.
Cyril, you found a letter from Father?
Yes, I have it here. If you would do us the honor, my lord.
An inheritance.
It would seem the late Archduke penned this missive shortly before his passing.
The day before we left for Phoenix Gate.
What are these plans he spoke of?
His plans for the duchy, Your Grace. Your father entrusted them to my predecessor, the former bearer of the Burning Quill, who entrusted them in turn to me. The complete emancipation of bearers is their stated aim. But your father's dream did not end there. His Grace also spoke of building hospices to care for those stricken by the curse, and the founding of a new university to further the development of non-magical technologies. With the blight spreading ever more widely across the twins, Archduke Elwyn saw this as the only means of securing Rosaria's survival.
He wished to see men and bearers treated as equals. To see centuries of common wisdom overturned. Small wonder he did not think it achievable within his lifetime.
But he thought it achievable nonetheless. Had he not, he would never have written this message. Nor would he have entrusted his vision to his most faithful aides, those who would have stood with you, shielded you from the machinations of the less benevolent personages at court.
It's a pity only they are still with us.
'Tis true that those most loyal to your father were the first to suffer the Duchess's wrath. But one at least remains, and she has come bearing gifts.
What do you mean?
Mayhap it is better that she explain, my lord. After all, the duties entrusted to me by my predecessor extended only to recovering His Grace's will and arranging a meeting with the one who might execute it, or a part of it at least.
And where is this woman?
She awaits you in the archive, Your Grace.
Thank you, Cyril. Shall we then?
My lord, your grace. I hardly recognize you. I am Goditha, retainer of House Rosfield, loyal servant to the Phoenix and his shields. Your father, the Archduke Elwyn, entrusted me with the delivery of a gift. I only hope you can forgive my tardiness in bringing it to you.
Lift up your head, Lady Goditha. You have our gratitude for your service to our house and to our father.
I merely did my duty, as any proud Rosarian would.
My lady, perhaps you could explain a little more? What exactly is the gift you bring?
As I'm sure you know, it has long been the custom for the children of House Rosfield to be presented with certain keepsakes upon their coming of age.
Indeed it has. Our father often spoke of the day when our turn would come.
And had he lived to see it, he would have presented you with the treasures I bear. Matching armbands for you both. Alas, he did not live. Indeed, he was taken from us even before they could be completed. He had intended to claim the Heartstone with which each armband was to be finished himself, but it was not to be. And his gifts remain incomplete.
I see.
It saddens me to bring them before you, as they are. It was your father's wish that you be presented with the finished articles, not these works in progress. But with his grace long since gone, and the stone left unclaimed, I had little choice. You are grown men now, and his house is yours. And while I would not presume to insist upon your claiming the Heartstone in his stead, I know that nothing would have pleased him more than for you to do so.
Thank you, Lady Goditha.
What say you, Clive?
What else? Of course, my lady. May our father's will be done.
Oh, I am much obliged.
Do you know where we might find this Heartstone, my lady?
I do. Though it may be a matter of a good deal more than simply happening upon it. It is found in the bellies of elder griffins, you see. We do at least know where to find one. A certain specimen has made its nest in Titan's Wake, not far from here.
A certain specimen?
You are most perceptive, Your Grace. In answer to your unspoken question, yes. In fact, this is the very same beast your father meant to slay. I have been tracking its movements since you were but a boy. Were you to slay it in his stead, as men of House Rosfield, it would surely make your father proud.
What say you, Joshua?
What else? Titan's Wake is to the south of here. But we must not be hasty. The good lady has been disappointed once already. Lord Marquis, if you have a moment.
What is it, Cyril?
One of our brethren lately journeyed across the strait in order to pursue a new avenue of inquiry in our ongoing investigation. He sent an owl some while ago, but we have heard naught from him since.
Was he surveying another fallen ruin?
No. The object of his study was a savior cult that has arisen in Ash in recent years. We believe it may have some connection to the Circle of Malleus, an ancient religion that worshipped Ultima as its god. By gaining an understanding of this new faith, we hoped to learn more of the Circle's original beliefs.
And so you sent one of your brothers to Ash? A continent teeming with orcs and Akashic?
Fully cognizant of the risks, yes. I entrusted the mission to one of the most able of our order, the Third Chair, a master of the arts of combat and survival both. Though he has been silent for some days now, I have thus far refrained from sending any others in search of him, lest they be lost in turn. Yet, it seemed only right to inform you of the situation, given your unique experience of the perils of Ash. For as you so earnestly advised me, it would not do to abandon a man to his fate, when he might yet be saved.
It would not. But Ash is a big place. Can you be any more specific?
Perhaps. The last owl I received from him mentioned a village where he had heard the cult were wont to assemble. Mickleburg was its name. It lies in the southern reaches of Waloed. If aught ill befell him, I expect it did so there.
Right. I'll see what I can do.
You are much too kind, my lord. Go then, with my hopes, and may the Firebird's flame ever burn in your heart.
Good girl. Fly, Ambrosia. Eyes peeled, Joshua. There it is. For House Rossfield. This one. Get him. Is this the Heartstone?
I expect Lady Goritha will know.
Thank the founder you. The griffin is slain then.
And a Heartstone claim.
Yes. This radiant last. Thank you, your father would be...
Lady Goditha.
Thank you, Cyril. I will be with him shortly. If you would excuse me, I shall have the stone. The armbands are prey. Take Heartstone. And the graven vines...
It's a message. Father knew we had enemies who would thwart...
And only if we stood together, as Phoenix and she...
Indeed. But this was more than just a message. It was a promise.
Thank you for remaining the steadfast custodian of our father.
Forgive me, my lady, but there is something I don't quite understand. The Undying told me that after Father died, Mother claimed all of the ducal treasures for her own. Even if the armbands were incomplete, she would surely not have overlooked them. So, how were you able to keep them from her?
Because I was the keeper of the vault. Though I was but a lowly servant, your father of the deep love he had for both of you. In the days before the disaster at Phoenix Gate, I discovered that the Duchess had ordered her jewellery be sent away from the camp. I tried to warn your father, but it was too late. When word of the fire reached Rosalith, I knew my time was short. So I took up the armbands and I fled into the night.
And thank the Founder you did.
Yet my duty to your father was incomplete. Not knowing what else to do, I followed the Griffin, thinking I might claim the Heartstone, and so my pursuit continued. He informed me that His Grace's will had been recovered.
Lady Goditha, on behalf of my father...
As do I.
Thank you, my lord, for coming back to us.
The bands suit you well. It must be gratifying to finally receive the inheritance.
It is. And we...
If you would permit me to play my part a little longer, let him see that you have received...
I suppose it would be churlish, not... What do you say, Clive?
I think we should. I was hoping to be able to offer him my thanks.
Your father's helm is enshrined there since the day we recovered it. I prithee claim it. And I do not doubt that your father would prefer it in you.
Thank you, Cyril. Come on, Clive.
Come on. Faster! Here we are again. Carava. If you were a tortoise, Torgor, where would you hide? Be safe. It looks like we found him. Attack!
Enough!
If Mid needs another, she can come and get it herself.
Why the hell would Victor take the bearer's side?
For a share in Lubor's wolf.
Here to help me pack. Thanks, but I'll be traveling light.
You're really going to go through with this, then?
I am. But before I go, there is one...
If it's within my power to help you, I will.
It's the children. I refuse to... And if I leave them here, they surely will. I can think of only one place.
Of course. The children...
Thank you, Clive. Lubor, are you still here? What is it, Ferda?
There's been a flood in the Velcroy. A dam. The League of Outlaws encampment was completely submerged.
What?
Every last one of the bastards has turned.
Bandits are one thing. But Akashic bandits... We need to evacuate. There's no time to lose. Ferda, gather the men. The Akashic may strike at any moment. We must... Well?
Yes, my lord.
Clive, change of plan. The children stay with me for now. I need you to tell them to prepare for a full and immediate...
Understood.
I'll do what I can to convince everyone else. You have to listen to me. They're coming. You need to evacuate.
No,
How long do we have until these
Why do we
Akashic
need to
arrive?
make such a...
Huh?
What do you want?
To pass on an important message. There's been an ether flood out in the Velcroy. The camp where the so-called League of Outlaws were gathered. They're no longer just bandits. You need to begin preparing for a full-scale evacuation.
Oh, do we? And who was...
Lubor, perhaps? The man You may believe his lies, my lord, but
But why would he lie about something like this?
Some twisted attempt at revenge, perhaps. If he had not been unmasked, he may well have been a great honor for one of his... One he might well feel
Lord Underhill, forgive me, but Lubor cannot be trusted.
You may not trust me. But for the sake of... If there is any chance that this is true...
There isn't. You can be certain of that. Now be off with you.
You're making a mistake.
Come, Clive. If our words will not move them, then we must find another way to help save the town.
You're right. Let's speak to Lord Ferda.
I think we'd better shut up.
What's Lubor raving about now?
Lord Ferda.
Sid, what's wrong?
They've convinced themselves that nothing Lubor says can be trusted. The bloody fools! Which means the town guard can't be counted on but I can. If you only have to ask.
I appreciate it.
Sid! Further! I've been looking for you everywhere.
Victor?
I couldn't abandon a friend, and Lubor is in need at this very moment.
You have to believe me! The Akashic are coming! They don't eat, they don't sleep, they don't tire, and they don't care who they kill. They're unlike anything that's come before. There won't be no parley, no mercy granted! We may have saved the town once, but this is different. I do not ask that you forgive me, but please believe me. If you do not run, you will die. You will all fucking die!
You'd like that, wouldn't you, bearer?
Yeah, with us out of the way, your kind will be free to claim Dalamil for yourselves.
You should run!
Run, bearer!
Yeah, run!
Run!
Far, far away!
Run!
Just go!
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes! Go!
Come on, then.
Go on!
Just go.
Lubor. Wait. Someone's coming.
Go. Come on!
Stop! You're hurting him!
What did Lubor ever do to you? He solves all your stupid problems, and he keeps all of you safe. You know there's nothing he wouldn't do for this town. Who was it who made that cleaver you use every day, Conrad?
And what about your counting table, Natalie? Who fixed that?
Whose men make sure the streets are clean so all your boots don't get dirty?
Who spends all day, every day making sure things run smoothly round here? And none of you ever say thank you. Ever.
But did Lubor ever complain? Well, does he ever stop smiling?
He keeps this whole place going. And you act like it doesn't even exist.
Lubor, we've heard enough.
Wait!
We will not run. The town guard will not abandon the very place it is sworn to protect.
And I will not give up for lost the stores that we labored so hard to fill.
So tell us, how do you propose we deal with these Akashic of yours?
We won't run, but we will fight.
All right, then. Fine. Gather round if you don't want to die.
Allow me to explain the situation. The ether flood occurred near the village of Cheratina. The place had been abandoned for years, until the League of Outlaws decided to make it their base. Now they're all turned, and if the scouts' reports are correct, heading in...
They are mindless monsters, driven only by hate and rage. With the bandits, we at least knew how and where they were like. When these creatures come, Dalamil will have the bitterest fight. The town guard will muster at the north gate. The rest of us will take the south. Both forces will provide men to serve as scouts and as soon as it has been, we will converge on its position. And Conrad, can I count on the support of the town?
Always.
I leave the selection and coordination of the messenger and the command of our men in yours, Ferda. If...
Consider it done.
As you wish.
Natalie, I would ask that you and your people have the towns... And tell the merchant not to waste time securing anything beside the essentials. Preserving life is our one and... As long as we survive, it doesn't matter what trinkets we might lose. Our riches can be regained. And if anyone doubts that, let it be known that the Briar's Kiss stands...
Very well.
Where do I fit into this plan?
Where else but the most... I would like you to travel to the home of our main host is most likely...
A little gardening.
I doubt it.
Luckily so.
So you are. All right then, we all... Now it's simply...
Looks like everyone's ready.
There it is. The flood.
But what's waiting for us inside?
Can't leave a single one alive. Nice try.
Over here! Let's go!
The League is disbanded. I should get back to Dalamil and see how the others fared.
All the Akashic we were able to find have been... Seems that might be the last of them.
Last of them here, perhaps.
Lubor, Sir Clive.
Clive! What news from
It's done.
I knew you wouldn't let me...
Thank you, my lord.
Friends, the Horde has been driven back, and we need not fear the arrival of any... Victory is...
We bloody did it! Lubor, after all you have done for this town.
But we did. And for that we only hope that you can forget...
We need you, Lubor. So, if you would still like to be considered...
You do remember that I'm a...
We do. But that is not a stain on your... It is a stain on ours. We thought only of what we perceived,
I see. But I will only accept...
Name them.
Firstly, that you will both do everything in your power to rally. If the Town Guard and the Merchants League do not accept my leadership, it will be... Unity is the key to defending Dalamil. And when that time comes, I will expect...
Of course.
And secondly, you will accept that if I am to lead you, the mistreatment of bearers, any bearer within our walls shall be afforded the same. They will not be judged by what they are.
As we failed to do.
We agree to your condition.
Condition accepted. Well then, it seems my mayorship is all but confirmed. How fickle. Not so long ago I had resigned myself to lead, and now I'm here. For everything.
Lubor.
Fear not, you are of course relieved. I would sooner face another horde of Akashic than see them brought. I'll make sure they're safe here.
I don't doubt that you will. And not just the children.
I'll do my... Can't have all your hard work.
Do you see that too?
Ambrosia won't help me here.
Papa?
What is it? Please. Just make it stop. I'm scared.
Come on. Rutherford, can it?
Turncoats and cowards!
Allow me.
I don't need your...
Please, Field Marshal. This won't take long.
You're right. It won't. Men, finish him.
Over here!
This one. This Fans, take you.
Over here!
A little longer than I'd have liked. Field Marshal Havel, I presume. Are either of you injured?
No, my lord. You're... fucking traitors. I'd heard reports of soldiers in the outline, but I hadn't thought the corruption had reached so... It's a fucking disgrace. Your interfering old bastard of an uncle tried to warn me, of course. My lord Marquis. Or is Sid the outlaw more to your...
Call me what you want. It doesn't change who I am, or the urgency of the message I bring. My uncle has a plan to right the realm.
Before I agree to anything, I'd have you answer one. What do you stand to gain?
I won't deny that I might benefit, but I seek a new beginning for... And while the choices I've made, I know I made them for so long. So many of us have been told how we could live, when it should have been our decision all along. But in order to take it, we must stand together. Even if it's...
Certainly not the words I expected from an outlaw. You are, no. I'll never hear the end of this. All right. I'll start by ordering my most trusted guard to bring the Dalmekian. Next, I'll make contact with my counterparts in the Imperial Army and see if I can't...
Thank you, Field Marshal.
But they are not the only ones we...
What do you mean?
I don't doubt that I can bully some sense into a few generals. But those they answer, we will need an envoy. One who can court even the...
I'm flattered. And I have other problems to attend to. What we need is a skilled arbitrator. And I may know just the...
Is that so? And would he happen to be an outlaw too?
Of a different kind, perhaps.
Well, beggars can't be... I suppose we'll all have to find a little of the...
I shall.
My Lord Marquis, your Lord Uncle bade me escort the...
And I will see that my associate joins you there.
Very good.
An envoy. I'm not sure I'm the man. I can barely convince my brother to take his medicine. Someone like Quentin.